Hey, my friends, here it is. The Saturday morning live, or the Sunday. Wait. Audio. Okay, how about now? Sorry, all this new software. Okay. How about now? Can you guys hear me? Sunshine. What do you think? What did I say? What did I say? Yes, guys, let me know where you're at, who is here, and let us see. Am I live? Am I live?
Who's here and
Oh,
let us see.
sorry. A little bit of technical difficulties. We got it.
Am I live? Am I live? Who's here and
Oh. Okay, here we go. Got it. All right, guys. So, did you guys hear the sound check? Did anyone hear the sound check? Okay, let me say it again one more time before we start. All right. Sunshine. Hopefully this thing is working. I don't even know. All right, guys. So let me know, how are your practices going after the live that we had a couple of weeks ago? Were you able to implement any of these things? Do you have the kettlebell in your life? Are you learning about how to get the kettlebell into your life? Do you have the cold training, at least thinking about the cold training? Did you sign up for the Wim Hof breathing course, the fundamentals course? It's a 10-week course. All right. Sign up for that. Listen to all these tools that you're getting all the time. Okay. These are all things that are majorly helpful to thriving, because that's what this whole thing is about. That's why we're here. And so if you're not doing these things, then that is willful negligence on your part. Okay. So it's up to you to get these things into your life. It's up to you to do the practices. All right. Kettlebell training, eating the right things, growing the right foods as much as you can, and then supplementing with things like the She Legit. Also, we're doing the breathing practices. I recommended to you the Wim Hof fundamentals course. Another wonderful thing is because we exercise the body, the mind, the just the whole aura, the whole energy. And so another wonderful thing, take the Jim Quick speed reading course, KWIK, Jim Quick speed reading course, and learn how to fly through books. Okay. It's wonderful. Not in the sense that it's not like a rushed kind of thing. It's just a sense, it trains you how to schedule your reading and how to read at a pace that is digestible, so that you can like actually get through books. Because if you were like me before, then you would just kind of read before you go to sleep. Oh yeah, have a book by the bed, and you would read before you go to sleep, and then you would go to sleep, get real tired. And what that does is that trains you to, as soon as you open a book to try to read, you get tired. That trains the body. Remember, you become good at whatever you practice. The body adapts. And so that trains the body to become tired when you read. So that's the worst thing we can do if we're trying to actually get through knowledge. The books. The books are very important, guys. Remember, somebody that writes a book oftentimes is an expert in that thing. It has taken them years to acquire that knowledge, that understanding, and to condense it into a book. It's not easy to write a book. And then you can download that whole thing in a matter of days. All that condensed knowledge that they have, you can download that. It's a very valuable resource. So, let's see who's here, and then we're going to do a little meditation to get the mind right. And then, guys, I actually didn't have a topic prepared for today because it was kind of like last minute. So just put some things in the comments. What would you guys like to, let's just, whatever you guys think is relevant. Do you guys need something clarified? What route do you want to go after the meditation? Let me know some different things. But let's see, Sam Potzik, hello, my friend. Joe Morton, good to see you here, my friend. How is it going? Freebird, yes, good to see you here. And Pop Herm says it's raining and I'm stuck in my tent. Are you on the bike trip? Are you already on the bike trip? Pop Herm is doing bicycle ride from where? Pennsylvania down to Florida. Is that right? That sounds amazing. And I remember that. I remember how that goes from my time in North Africa when I rode, well, and Spain. When I landed in Madrid and rode my bicycle along with this French woman, we rode our bicycles south through Andalusia, Cordoba, and Toledo, and all different kinds of places. And then we crossed the Strait of Gibraltar into Tangier and rode along the coast through Morocco into the West Sahara. And then got marooned in a fishing village for several months because I was just over riding the bike in the desert. It was really difficult. It was extraordinarily difficult. We would go all day without seeing anyone or anything, just desert. So that became a little bit unfun. So Paul Perm says, yep, day 7. Day 7 of how many days do you have planned? That would be great. Are you documenting it anywhere? Do you have social media in some way, or is this just all you're just freestyling it? So the yes, sweeping page 184. Hurry up with that join button. Yes, if you guys are not already members of the Garden Like a Viking tribe, click join and become the member. We'll also probably do it on this channel. I don't know yet what we're gonna do for it, but this channel could have a members only. I mean, you're all pretty much members. This is a really, this is a really close kind of circle here. So I don't know exactly. Let's see. Paperm says, tempted to do either Thailand or Spain, Netherlands, Norway next. Ooh, yeah. I know how much everyone loves Thailand. Thailand is wonderful, but Thailand and Asia in general Thailand, it's like there's so much and such cheap public transportation that is just such amazing that if I were doing it in Norway, Netherlands, Spain, yes, because everything is extraordinarily expensive there. So if money is any kind of factor to you, then bicycling those countries is going to be much more impact. It's going to make a huge difference. You in Thailand, you might really just want to take the local forms of transportation because it's all just so different, motorized bicycles and all kinds of things. But in those other countries, man, you will be saving boatloads of money bicycling and camping. Yeah. So, what are you guys saying? Bad price about what? Val says, got mine from Walmart, 10 pounds for $16. Are you talking about the kettlebells? Yes. And start small, guys. Start small. So if you're getting into the kettlebells, don't think that, oh, well, when I used to work out at the gym, I used to use the, 45-pound dumbbells or something. No, kettlebells are different. Okay. Now, a good beginning, hopefully you guys have got some beginning courses already. I just want to look it up for you guys because you need to know. So I will look it up real quick because this is the one that you need to that you need to start with. Kettlebell workout. Yes, because there is a lady. Yes, okay, Caroline Gervan. She's Caroline. Well, you can't see what I'm looking at, but Caroline and then Girvan. Now she's got some good beginner full body kettlebell workouts. Those are great for beginners. Okay, so you can look that up. 30 minutes. She's also got 15-minute ones, but it's very doable. All right, so don't worry about moving up heavy in weight and stuff like that. Just follow her programs for the first couple of weeks. Yes. Yeah, Sam Potzik says, my preference is to use the kettlebells without the vinyl grip on them. They like to slide out of my hands. I don't know that there shouldn't be a vinyl grip on it. It should be straight up metal. It should just be straight up iron. Graham says the Netherlands is flat as a pancake. You'll love cycling there. Cycle lanes are more common than roads. Oh, yeah. And their infrastructure. I forgot about that. The Netherlands would be wonderful. Yes. Yes. Burger Time says you can get a 15 or 20 pound kettlebell and use it for life. Yeah. It's not going anywhere. I mean, it's literally like a wrecking ball, a hunk of iron. So you get that. And it's all about movement. It's all about movement. Just look up the beginning workouts. Really, it doesn't really matter that much which one you choose online. Just get you a program and just stick with that one for a couple of weeks. You know, find a series of videos, 3 different kinds of videos, and just do them. Just do them. And the movements, boom, boom. And the movements are so functional. If you've got like lower back issues, sciatica issues, all this kind of stuff, kettlebell will heal all this stuff given time. All right. Sam Potzik says, LOL, I have a 45-pound kettlebell. It's way too heavy to be swinging that around above your head. Right. Yeah. I've got 45s, 52s, and 82s. And so the 82s are extraordinary. I can only do one of those at a time, like this, and then lower it slowly, boom. So you only do like 5 on each side, 5 on the other side, and then rest for 2 minutes. And then you do 5 sets of that. So it's when you start going up in weight, stuff gets real challenging. But Val says, I have hip issues. Yes, but if you do the kettlebell right, it will be healing for it. You will see. It's all about range of motion. It's all about healing things, and it will help for sure. So, okay, guys, let us get into the meditative state of mind. We're just going to have a brief little meditation, and then we will carry on. Remember, give me a topic so that we can discuss. Otherwise, we're just going to freestyle, after the meditation, okay? See where you guys want to go. So wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, just put it on the shelf. And let us take 3 deep conscious breaths all together. Hold. Let it go. Again, breathing deeply in. Hold. Let it go. Last one, fill the lungs. Hold. Let it go. Now, with the spine straight and the body relaxed, bring 100% of your attention to the sensation of air as it flows past your nostrils and into the body and back out of the body. Breathing in, you are aware of the sensations that are happening. The sensation of air as it flows, the little ring around the nostrils. You're aware that the chest is expanding. You're aware the chest is falling and the air is falling out of the body. You hear this all the time in meditation. Focus on your breathing, but what does that really mean? This is what it means. Focus literally on the sensations that you're experiencing in the body. And to do this, you have to come into the body. You have to inhabit the body. Breathing in, breathing out. If the mind is active and noisy, it's all right. Just watch it happen and let it go. If the mind gets pulled in different directions, the moment you realize that your attention is somewhere else, release the thought or the image and bring your attention back to the sensation of air. Nothing else. Notice how the mind wants to pull you in different directions. It wants to bring up images, or maybe some song is stuck in your head. This is all repetitive, nonsensical, static noise that is a product of our modern civilization environment. How humans lived for hundreds of thousands of years, eons of time. We had the sound of the trees. Our mind was filled with the sound of the breeze rushing through the grass. We were completely aware of the sensation of the breeze of the air as it flowed through our hair, the feeling on our skin. We were acutely attuned with our senses, and if the breeze brought the scent of something beautiful, we would smell it. We would follow it. Ripe fruit, we could smell it. Jasmine flowers, we could smell it. And this is how humans existed for thousands of years. That is still your natural state. That peace and that harmony and the feeling of the breeze, the quiet, satisfied mind that is still there within you. You just have to tap into it. Throw away the noise of the civilization, the television, the music, which is just noise, most of it. Cast it out of your mind and come back to your natural state. When you begin to examine your mind through the breathing meditations, the awareness meditations, you will see its habit patterns, how it is like a computer program functioning based upon inputs from the past, what it perceives as the past. At first, you just observe, recognize these patterns. Notice how already your mind has become quiet and still, and there is a sense of lightness and a sense of positivity and a sense of hopeful optimism for the future. These are not coming from outside of you. They are you. They originate at the source of your being. Thoughts of despair and of confusion, these are a disease of the mind, a dis-ease of the mind. They are not natural for us. Cast them out. Together, let us take 3 deep conscious breaths, breathing fully in. Hold. And let it go. Again, breathing fully in. Hold. Let it go. Last one. Fill the lungs. Hold. Hold. Let it go. Okay, my friends. So much of what people consider as normal life is so radically not normal when you look at the totality of human existence, in the sense that the last 100 years is the single most anomalous time period ever in the history of humanity. And yet we take that to be the norm. We think that having songs stuck in your head and images in the head, almost like psychedelic fireworks, a lot of people, and I know this through working with so many people, when they begin meditating, they will close their eyes and it's like psychedelic fireworks going off. So many images and colors and light and thoughts and so much static noise. And we just think, oh, that's just normal. Well, that person's got depression, or oh, that person's got ADD. Well, we better give him drugs. We better give him medicine. And that's just the norm. That's what we think in our society, because that's the system that we've been born into. But I'm here to tell you that is not normal. That is not what the human being is designed to do. But the human being is a marvel of adaptation. And so you will adapt to all of that. You will just adapt to having a background unease all the time and just accept that you have mental, issues that will then turn into psychosomatic physical issues. Oh, that's just part of life. No, it's not. It doesn't have to be. It is not part of life. I absolutely refuse to believe that. And my experience traveling the world has told me this, because I've seen other cultures and I've seen other ways of living and I've seen other people, whole other worlds. Traveling in depth is like a going to another planet and seeing an alien civilization. To an American who was born and raised 22 years, the first 22 years of their life in Midwest America. To go out to these other countries was like going to another planet and experiencing alien civilizations. That's how mind expanding it is. And then you see, wait a second. This is not how this organism was designed. This is not what we've been doing. And all these illnesses that you see, they have a cause. They don't. So, let me look and see what you guys say about the topic. Okay. Now there was okay, let's see. So you guys are talking about topics. Great. Thank you. So let's see. Ben Hudson says humility. Yes, we can talk about that, but we need much more in-depth question about that. Brian Arie says, today's discussion, maybe we could talk about the negativity and the fear of what is going to happen during and after the election. That's it. That's what we're doing. That's exactly, see, when we remain open, that's why we didn't have a topic. And when I was thinking, what's the topic today? Nothing came. And so I thought, well, okay, well, we'll just do no topic, because that's what the topic's supposed to be. So, yes, guys, we are on the eve of an election. And if you watch any of the news, and of course I don't watch news anymore, but I do stay up on events in the form of news clips and YouTube videos and certain things like that. Mostly from YouTube and other countries' news sources, stuff like this, but not like watching the news or anything. Yes, I watched the presidential debate a couple of weeks ago, a week or two ago, because I like to see what the masses are seeing. Yeah, you like to see what they're seeing. And if you follow, and like my dad, for example, has on Fox News or talk radio 24/7, every waking moment. It's Republican, based. Well, I call it propaganda. It's all propaganda, of course. But if you follow, if you follow politics to where you are under the illusion that everything hinges upon this election, that you will be, if you watch the mainstream, you will be under that delusion that the fate of our democracy in America rests upon who is in the Oval Office this election. Everything hinges upon it, and the whole world's gonna come crashing down if this person's elected or if that person's elected. Depending on who you listen to, it doesn't matter if it's this person, then the fate of our democracy. They use all these mockingbird terms. The fate of our democracy is at stake. And then the other side, the fate of our democracy is at stake. Okay, but really, is it even really? Are we even really in a democracy? The illusion that your vote, is, well, there's your voice. You vote this person out of office. There you go. Yeah. Guys, I cannot recommend highly enough. It was suggested to me by one of you. And so finally, after, several months of having it on the back burner, I watched the movie Jones Plantation. How many of you guys have watched this? The Jones Plantation. Highly recommend that you watch it. Okay? Especially the part about the elections. Highly recommend. It's on Amazon Prime. I had to rent it. It was like $3. Well worth it. So I don't typically watch anything like that. That's why it took me months of saying, okay, I'm going to watch that movie, tonight or maybe this week. But I never, my life's not structured to just sit down and watch stuff. I'm not accustomed to doing that. I don't have a TV, I have to select things that I watch, and it's for a purpose, only for a purpose. If there's no purpose to it, I don't just click, so it took a long time to watch that. But wow. It's not any new information. So like Graham, if you watch that, or many of you will know this, Freebird probably, and Brian, I'm sure. So if you guys watch this, it's not really going to be new information, but it's going to present it in a way that is just, wow, beautifully done. Beautifully. I wish everyone could watch that. So watch Jones Plantation and come back, okay? And come back to this part right here, and we will go forward, and you, so that you can see an illustration of how it doesn't matter who is in the office, guys. It doesn't matter. If it mattered, it would not be up to the random populace. They wouldn't let us, the saying, if voting mattered, they wouldn't let us do it. And this is exactly correct. We don't really technically live in a democracy right now. I mean, we think that we do, but that's all part of the propaganda machine. In America, they beat it into your head. We're in the land of the free, because the home of the brave, land of the free, and we're the freest nation on earth. And remember George Bush in the 90s, or maybe in early 2000s? Well, they've got the WMDs because they're jealous of our freedoms. They're jealous of our freedoms. And they just keep saying, jealous of our freedoms, we're free, you're free. Really, it's true, you're free. You're the freest people that ever lived. They keep saying that, and that's the propaganda machine, of course. But when you travel to other worlds or other countries, you understand that this is actually not the case. That America and Americans don't like it when I start talking like this, but this is my perspective based upon my life experience. And so, America is the most heavily policed of all the places I've ever been, by far. There's police. It's just crawling with police everywhere, and everything's illegal in America. You don't even own your house. You don't own your house. The bank just lets you stay there. so long as you keep paying them. And even after you pay off your house, then the state will just keep letting you stay on their property so long as you keep paying them. But try not paying your property taxes on your paid off house. They take it back. You never actually own anything. And who elects the officials that are governing so many of these kind of things? Yes, so many things that impact our day-to-day life are not elected officials. Okay, so let me see here. Let's see, Photoshop. So what is the okay, yeah, Ms. KC says, and our daily lives, politically speaking, are most impacted by our local politics. Now, local politics is a different thing. Yes, local politics can be a different thing entirely. What I'm talking about is the theatrics of the reality television show that has become American politics. The Real Housewives of Washington, D.C., or the real politicians of the Republican Party, or whatever it is. But if you watch these things, you will be under the delusion that it really matters. And so, everything's hinging upon this. But remember this, guys, that politics exist in America, at least. I can speak in the West. Politics exist to distract the attention, to draw the attention away from the people who actually have the power. The people who are actually running things, who are actually pulling strings, you would not be able to pick them out of a lineup. You don't know who they are. You don't know their names, and all of this is by design, of course. So the politicians are there to, it's them. But they're like the scapegoats. The politicians are like the scapegoats. You can see this in the functioning of even small groups of people. This happens at all levels, all the way up, especially at the big levels. Okay, so Brian says, maybe we could talk about all the negativity and the fear of what is going to happen during and after the election. So, negativity and fear. Yeah. Now, here's the thing is that so many of the people that talk about that are actually, now I'm not saying this is you, Brian, but I'm saying that in my life, what I've noticed is that so many people that talk about the division that's happening in this country and all of that, then they will go on and say, well, but see, the Democrats have their policy and blah, blah, blah. And then they'll start their divisive talk and their divisive thinking. Or they'll talk about, well, the Republicans are, this and this, they control the Senate and all these things. And they think that it matters. And it doesn't. It doesn't matter at all. But that's hard for a lot of people in the West to digest, to really understand. Well, what do you mean? I mean, if Trump gets in, it's the fate of our democracy is at stake. So they put this not real, fabricated importance on it. Yes. And so people think that it is, yes. So people think that it is, that it matters. Okay. So let's see what you guys are saying. Graham Devine, Google government meaning in Latin and click on images. There's your answer right there. Ooh. Yes, B. Hendricks, your attention is your most valuable possession. So your most valuable possession, definitely. And this is why there's a war for your attention. And things are so deeply, it's all sort of the same. It's all sort of what's happening, like the phenomenon of social media and the phenomenon of the division. So we have to, those of us that are old enough to remember, we have to maintain the understanding of how things used to be before the last 10 years, how things have just taken a rocket propulsion into division when it didn't used to be like that. The politics in the 90s and stuff never used to be like that I was ever aware of. And so many things are so divided, so many people, and it's because everyone, like we talked about the other day, the social media is being pulled in to their echo chamber and drip fed a source of information. Drip, 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 feeding you the right information based upon your particular echo chamber. And so everything is designed to grab your attention. Now, we never had to deal with this in human history. When we talked about during the meditation, the several thousands of years of human history, we never had to deal with these things, these artificial things trying to grab our attention and making things seem so much more dramatic than they really are. Oh no, oh no, well, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? But that's what social media has done. And that's what this AI, this algorithmic intelligence, it is optimized to harness your attention. And so we've got this supercomputer, this almost alien seeming kind of technology that is figuring out the most effective way to grab and maintain your attention. Man, once you commodify attention, it's powerful. It's just there's no answer here. There's no answer. We're just exposing. This is like an expose, or this is like just a discussion on the state of things. So we have to be very important. It's very important that we don't run from topics that kind of feel uncomfortable to us. That sort of feel uncomfortable. We have to make sure that we don't run from this. Okay, because and now here's the good thing, is that once you raise your vibration to a certain level, none of this stuff actually can affect you. None of this can affect you. So now there's paradoxes. There's seeming paradoxes, and so we have all of this stuff that's pulling your attention, and all of the fear and the division and the negativity. That only works so long as you're still in the dream. Okay. Once you awaken from the dream and realize what you actually are, then it's game over on all of that. So you have the power to deflect all the negativity of the election, all of people's fear and stuff. When you're still in the dream, you're thinking, oh no, so many people are so afraid. There's so much negativity right now. And what's going to happen after the election, or what's going to happen, Agenda 2025 or Agenda 2030, all these different agendas, all this stuff. What's going to happen? That's, if you're feeling that, you're still in the dream, and that's okay. Almost everybody is still in the dream. But when you awaken from the slumber, all of a sudden, whoa, you realize I have the power. I have the power to deflect anything. The negativity, you just observe what is happening. You just can observe without taking any of it on, because you've become this arc furnace of radiant light and energy. You're no longer like this low vibration that is absorbing all these people's fear and negativity that's happening in the world right now. That's all part of the dream. It's literally a dream. It's literally an illusion. And when you awaken from all of that, then it doesn't matter. So you don't fear diving deep into some of these topics. You don't fear, looking at what is actually happening, because it doesn't drag you down. It doesn't make you feel negative in any way whatsoever. You're just observing it. It's like watching a movie. So it's very important that we, yes, Perm, if you live in fear, you give up your power of manifesting. Yes, absolutely. Or you will actually, now, another way that I would say this, so Perm says, if you live in fear, you give up your power of manifesting. You never give up your power. This is my saying. You never give up your power of manifesting. You're always creating, because you are a creative being. You are the power of creation at your core. That is what animates your existence. Your experience is the creative force of the universe. And so you never stop creating. You can't. It's what you are. You are creation. But if you live in fear, you will be creating the things you fear. You will help to bring about the things you fear. That is why the people, like I said earlier, the people that are focusing on the division of politics and of racial things and of just all the divisive things that are happening right now. The people that focus on that truly are helping to create it, even though they'll talk all the time about there's never been so much division in this country. I just hope, it all goes away. And if the Republicans get into the blah, 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 and there they are helping the division. So whatever you are fearing, you are helping to manifest. And that's almost too much for many people to digest because it puts the responsibility square on them. And they say, no. I'm a victim. It's all happening out there. Of course. No, it's not. Okay. You are the creative force of the universe. So create something beautiful. Create something full of light. Don't allow the darkness, which is also still actually part of the light. It's all part of the perfection. Don't allow that to dominate. That's the most important thing. Yes, exactly. Scott Miller, change the frequency of your vibration if need be. Absolutely. That's how you do it. That is how you do it. Freebird says, I am awake, and I can honestly say it was Nate who helped me realize I was on the right path and guided me. Thank you, my friend. I'm very glad that you are sharing that. I'm very glad that you're here, and I'm very glad that you I'm glad that you're awake. That's the most important thing that could be done. Is for the individual to awaken. At that point, everything else becomes clear. If you read, if not like it needs to be validated, because I know this to be true, but I'm saying many people, they might want other sources to trying to confirm this. Look up any of the great sages, what is considered the great sages. It's all you though, of recent time. Such as Krishnamurti, such as Ramana Maharishi, such as Papaji, such as Eckhart, of course. Many of these great sages of this era, of this age, they will explicitly, they have been quoted saying, the only hope for humanity is for the individual to awaken. Now, what does that mean? Doesn't that sound selfish? No, it's anything but. This is how nature does it. Nature has designed it so that if the individual takes care of themselves, then the whole automatically takes care of itself. Yes? If I focus on awakening over the years, like I did, and you become awake, then you become awake, you don't have to worry about waking up other people. That will happen if it's their destiny, that will happen. If not, it doesn't even matter. That's part of the awakening, realizing it doesn't matter if people are awake or not awake. It actually doesn't matter. Yeah, it's a more enjoyable world, and that's what we're moving to. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. The mass awakening is inevitable eventually. But yes, Pop Perm, exactly. Says, I should have specified. You give up your path of creating positive and then create negative. Exactly. That's how I would personally word it. Definitely. Ooh, yeah. Miss KC. Yeah, the never been people don't know enough history. I'm not sure what you mean by that. The divide and conquer tactics are exacerbated and amplified by current technology. They have never wanted us to truly be free. Absolutely not. Because you've got these legions of workers for you. You've got this thing called economy. Everybody's striving for this thing called money. And everybody's like striving, they're motivated to work. And watch the movie Jones Plantation. It might have been you, Miss KC, that recommended it to me, was it? But just watch the movie. It illustrates it so perfectly. I mean, it's just wonderful. Okay. So, oh, right. Yes. Okay. So that's what you meant by that. The people who say that things are terrible and have never been this divided. Right. Right. No, this is exactly, this is all, history is a wonderful guide. History is a wonderful guide. Now, history comes and goes in cycles. When you study history and things, what we know, what we're told that we know. Now we we realize that things come and go in cycles, and that things are bound to repeat themselves unless you step out of the cycle. Now, what does that mean? Unless you refuse to participate, unless you refuse to play. The only way to win is not to play. So it's not about which candidate, which of the two candidates that you've been presented to, which are you going to vote for? And which are you going to really get behind, and which is going to be your savior, and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. You've been had. You're being duped. If you think that either of them matter, you're being duped. So it's the only way to step out of that is to awaken, for the individual to awaken. And then everything becomes clear. Once you're awake, you realize, whoa, that I am the creative force of the universe. And so are you. There actually is no you that is separate from the me. So there is, so when you realize that the ultimate compassion comes out of that, compassion for everyone, even the people that appear to be lost, very, very lost, and creating the division. That is still you. That is still a different incarnation of you, we could say. So it is all part of you. It is all part of the mind of God. Leland says, I don't know if I'm awake, but I'm more aware. I came for the gardening and stayed for the enlightenment. Nice. Yes. Good. I'm glad that you're here, my friend. Yes. So you will, and we use these terms. Oh, yeah, that's right. Remember that from the gardening thing? See, we use these terms like awake and not awake and enlightened and all of that kind of stuff. And it actually, well, there's a couple things to that. One, that you'll never have to, if you're like, am I awake or not? You'll never have to ask yourself that, so, but it doesn't matter. At the same time, it doesn't matter if you're awake or not, because you are what you've always been, whether you recognize that or not. And that is perfectly awake. You've always been perfectly awake, whether you're aware of that or not. I know that's kind of a mind tossle, but it's the reality. Oh, Miss KC says, I'm a U.S. history teacher, and yes, the cycles continue until there are huge collective shifts, which comes back to people awakening. Yes, yes, yes. Is it really, Graham? I'm going to look that up after this. I mean, not that I don't believe you, but I want to see it for myself. So, yes, Brian Airy says compassion is the key, and that is absolutely true. Now, what I have to say about compassion, though, I think next week we need to touch on the topic of rebirth, reincarnation, cyclical energy. So we might do that because we need to have that. We need to all at least hear this so that I'm confident speaking beyond that. So that at least some of you will have grasped that, what we will talk about during that time. So, because there is two types of compassion. There's the type of compassion that is you have to train yourself to do, that you have to consciously be kind to other people. You have to consciously give, and you have to consciously, in Buddhism, it's dana, offerings, donations, and service, and things like that. But then there's the other kind of compassion that you don't try to do anything whatsoever except realize the truth that there is no one but you. Everywhere you look is the ultimate energy of creation, and nothing can be outside of that. And when you realize that truly, meaning it becomes a reality for you, the ultimate compassion arises naturally, effortlessly. Everything, all the positive things, ultimate love, ultimate compassion, ultimate understanding, patience, all of these things arise naturally without any effort whatsoever. And you are guided by the heart to do exactly the right thing at exactly the right time without fail. So, ooh, yeah, Miss KC, like when I'm driving, I really have to try to be kind then. Yeah, well, that's an exception because, drivers are idiots. So, you can be as awakened as you want, but try driving in America, and you will see that, yeah, ultimate compassion doesn't exist. So, yeah, see, Sam says driving my vehicle is a huge test of my patience. Definitely. So, guys, if you're wanting a master cleanse consultation, we can do that. I know several of you have asked about that, but I am confident we can do that now. I've got some time. So we can do that. Easy way to help out the tribe. Do all your shopping on Amazon through the links in the description. I didn't put them in there this time, but they will be. Just reminding you guys of this stuff. Yeah. And we are sold out of the Valhalla onions, but I know all of you guys that wanted them have got them. Okay. So, Cowgirl says, compassion can also be allowing others to travel their own path, experience their own contrast. Definitely it is. And that is part of the ultimate compassion that will come up. And that's one of the most important aspects is that once you awaken or even begin the awakening process, really, then it becomes so clear to you that everyone is on their own path and they have to experience what is in their destiny for them. And they can't experience your path, not even your closest lover, your child, your father, your mother. It doesn't matter. You can have similar experiences, but no one can have your path. Nobody can walk your path. You come into the world alone and naked, and you will leave the world alone and naked. And in between, it appears like you're with others, but that's an illusion. There never at any point is a time that you're not still that same alone and naked baby. Now, at first, the ego mind says, oh God, alone all the time, that feels so horrible. No. Once the awakened consciousness comes into play, then it's the fullness of the entire universe. The in-between period is everything. And you see this. And so you see that what appears to be other people, they are on their own journey. You can have little, your lives can cross for some time. Your lives make sense together for some time, but then maybe they don't make sense together anymore. So many people try to force everything. Okay, Papurum says, I have to say this again because you didn't read it and some people may not be reading the comments. Okay. What? Let's see here. Yes, Free Bird says, Aaron Johnson, exactly. We can't help those that don't want to change. I realize I can only show them by my true peace and joy I live in. Yes, this is the way, is that you go to the core and you uncover the source of creation and you let that light shine like it's a nuclear explosion. And don't concern yourself with anyone else, with what they're doing, with once you have uncovered that and the light is shining from the heart, then you don't have to be concerned about, did I do the right thing or not? You will always do the right thing. You will always do the right thing. This is possible. This kind of peace with your actions in life is possible because there's never a lapse. Once you awaken, there's never a lapse in your awareness. You're aware of everything all the time. And it flows from the heart. And so you don't have to try to change anybody. You just let it flow. And your life is the example. If if people are attracted to that, then good. great. Then share it with them. But you're not pushing things on people. You're not trying to tell everybody that you see about, hey, look, I got to try and convert you to my religion. Hey, did you hear the gospel of this and that? I got to try and I got to get you to think my way as well. We're not doing any of that. We just live our truth, and then if others are attracted to that, then they will be, if it's their time. But it doesn't even matter. So Paperm, so here's what you wanted to say. Watch your thoughts because they create your actions. Watch your actions because they create your character. Watch your character because it becomes your destiny. Definitely. Definitely. Yes, that sounds like a quote that I remember from somewhere. But yes, and this explains the pathway by which thoughts create your reality. When people say that, it doesn't really make a lot of sense at first, but it is true, because thoughts will create your beliefs, and your beliefs create your actions, and your actions then create your circumstances of life. Your character. Life is essentially a series of events, and how you respond to those events is the character. And how you will respond to those events is based upon your belief, and your belief comes from your thoughts, and ultimately. And then he says, watch your character because it becomes your destiny. Yes, definitely. What was the quote? I think it might have been James Allen. No, it was somebody even more recent than that. It might have been even Bruce Lipton or something. Talked about to the unawakened mind, to the uninitiated mind or the unawakened mind, you will to those that don't realize the power of their mind, they will look at their life and call it chance. I'm going to remember what that quote is. It was a very good quote, but I mean, we say the same thing here all the time anyways, so it doesn't matter. Val says, can't wait what you have to say about rebirth. Does it apply to all life? We will discuss this. I think next week is the time. We will discuss this. Now, it might not be easy for some people to hear this, what we're going to talk about next week. So I've kind of put it off for a long time, but we will, I speak what I know to be true. And is it your ultimate reality? Maybe not, doesn't matter. But we definitely will get into a discussion about that next week. And it will stem from a brief story that I will read to you guys. Yes, that's very good. B. Hendricks, what's my destiny, Mama? You're just going to have to figure that out for yourself. Forrest Gump, yes, definitely. You're just going to have to figure that out for yourself. Yes, lead by example. I like it. Man, Graham, this is true in my experience as well. People will remain the same until the pain becomes too much and they have to change. Yes, it's so unfortunate that it has to happen this way, but this is true in my experience. The pain had to get just unbearable till life brought me to my knees, and I just didn't want to be here anymore. Didn't want to off myself, but I would never do that. But if I just didn't never wake up again, that'd have been fine with me, totally fine with me, at that time in life. But only then was the pressure great enough to make the fracture the me that I thought that I was and the ultimate self. So if it wasn't for that pressure, none of that would have happened. If it's your destiny, you will awaken. Cowgirl in Arizona says, I'm doing great. We are planning on having a home birth. Yes, it is going to be a family event. Wow. When was the due date? I forget. Around Christmas time. Oh, that'll be great. Except people around Christmas don't like having birthdays, because then everyone's like, oh, that's for your Christmas and your birthday. Okay. They don't see, mine's in July. So I get a full 6 months difference. So you better be getting me something for my birthday and for Christmas. Okay. 2 separate things. Okay. So we should discuss what, Sam? So, yes, and Graham says the truth will set you free. Now, here, I will rearrange that. And the truth is that you are already free. You just don't realize it. So let's see here. Miss Sam says, and not the pain you're causing around it. It has to be your inner pain, because you don't ever just affect yourself. Oh yeah, no, you don't ever just affect yourself. We will talk about that next week. Cowgirl says, I think it's a boy. All right, congratulations. Hopefully it'll be a boy with red hair. He could be so lucky. Pop Perm, July 15th. Yes, July 24th here. Okay, Sam Potsick, rebirth is what you're talking about, discussing. Rebirth and all the different aspects. Definitely. Next week we will do this. So, okay, guys. Well, I really enjoyed this discussion. We talked about a lot of different things, and I'm glad that you guys are participating to this level. It makes it so great that we can talk like this, and it brings out whole new ideas, whole new aspects of thought that I wasn't thinking of, or that I didn't know were there yet until we're prompted by people. So Brian, everything has let us here for a reason. A little gardening humor. I like it. So guys, put in the comments topics for future videos, but I think next week we will talk about rebirth, reincarnation, what it is, my thoughts on it, what I know to be true, and so we will discuss that. All right. So glad you guys are here, and make sure you do all your shopping on Amazon through the Garden Like a Viking storefront. This is very important, and I know you guys are doing it, so I appreciate that. And we will see you guys here. Make sure you get your cold training stuff in line, get your sauna therapy in line. If you want recommendations for a good sauna tent, wood-fired sauna tent, I can give it to you. The whole thing will be like $1,200 all in, but it's so worth it. It's a ice fishing tent with a good stove designed exactly for sauna, and you put rocks on it. It's a real sauna. It gets up to 220 degrees, and we pour water on those rocks. Oh man, every day in the wintertime we're doing this. Okay. So the contrast between the extreme heat and the extreme cold of the ice, wow, you will feel the difference in your being and in your winter. It totally takes away all the winter blues and the, oh no, sad days of winter. You don't even think about those things when you've got all these practices. And the sauna therapy, the cold training, juicing the wheatgrass, all this kind of stuff over the winter time. This is going to be a great winter for you, okay? So don't fear the winter. The winter is a magical, magnificent time. Yes? So long as we do the practices. Okay, my friends, I will see you next time. Infinite Spirit goes before me and opens the way. Infinite wisdom tells me what to do and what to say. Infinite Spirit goes before me and opens the way. Infinite wisdom tells me what to do and what to say. Infinite Spirit goes before me and opens the way. Infinite wisdom tells me what to do and what to say. This is literally true, my friends, so you can relax.